What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm bringing you some more Advanced Warfare gameplay. I want to go ahead and apologize a little bit for the kind of lack of videos. I was hoping to do 2 videos a day, but I've been getting one out maybe every day, and a lot of that comes from I've been really busy with the gym and some side projects with Drew and stuff, and I haven't had the time I needed to play the game to get the gameplays I want. And I'm going to go ahead and reverse the gameplay a bit because I want to show you something here. Alright, watch this clip. I catch these 2 guys on top. I know they're both there. I've seen them both there. I clear the first one. Look at this. Shooting. What? Shooting. He has not shot at me yet. I've pre-fired him like a motherfucker. And look at that. He shoots me one time, my shit jumps up. That's ridiculous. That's what that is. That's 100% ridiculous. That is a... I like to call that a bullshit death. And obviously he was using the AK-12, but on the side note is usually when those deaths happen, it comes from one gun, the ball 27 or the bal 27, you know, whatever you want to call it. I call them ball sacks. Motherfuckers that want to run around with that gun, I call them the ball sacks. You know, and I say I got a ball sack in my face when I get put on there because there's deaths that you just can't avoid because the gun is so damn good. And people are like, well, no, the ball 27 is not good. It is good, dude. I've explained this before. It's the only gun in Call of Duty history that gets more damage as it fires. In a game without stopping power, that's a pretty big deal. And there's also the video I put out last night showing that the MK14 has the same fucking power as the Atlas 45. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But this video is more of a fill-in video than it is a bitching video about Advanced Warfare. Because believe it or not, I actually enjoy Advanced Warfare as a game. I mean, I look at Advanced Warfare as what it is. I don't try to compare it to what other Call of Duties have been. Even though they initially want to do that because it has Call of Duty on the damn name of it. But the game itself, like I said, it's a challenge. It's a learning curve. And I feel like the game is going to get easier. Kind of like what happened with Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 got easier after they kind of fixed the connections. After they kind of did some balancing. After they kind of just made the game, you know, more having a skill gap of some sort. The only thing that sucks about this game and didn't suck about Black Ops 2 is there's no cool ass kill streaks in this game. I mean, like the VTOL gunship, the Lodestar. These were fucking fun kill streaks to use. This game, you'll see. I get a paladin in this game. You'll notice. And I also want to point out my my kill streak loadout there. That's the bee's knees right there. UAV extra points. Get you to your system hack extra points. System hack extra points pretty much gives you the bombing run. And after that, you got to get 1 kill to the Paladins. Pretty much once you get your UAV, you're going right to the Paladin. You'll see it happen here in this game if you want to go and watch closely. But I want to kind of fill people in. I put my video out the other day called Perseverance. And it went over well. It went over well. And people are really liking the workout videos. I'm trying to do them once, maybe twice a week. I'm trying not to overburn myself out like I did last time, trying to put out 2-3 videos a week. And I'm more concentrating on the workout stuff for myself. And if you really want to follow me on that kind of stuff, it's better to follow me on Facebook. Because most of the videos you're going to see are going to be in that kind of format where you have a little bit of a montage. Then you have like some interpersonal stuff. And then you have maybe even a monologue toward the end by me. People are really digging those videos. That's just some of the best videos I did. I want to apologize because the last one was a little rushed. I was kind of like already late for my workout because I'm working out 5 days a week at this point. And there's a couple errors that happened in the video, and I want to kind of explain those. The first error was I forgot to fade the music out into the first monologue with Drew and me eating at his house, and then the second error was I forgot to put the 5-second time delay on the game because those of you who don't know, not game but video, those of you who don't know, YouTube pretty much cuts 5 seconds off of your video once you upload it. And to counteract that, you got to put 5 seconds of silence toward the end of the video, so they'll cut those 5 seconds of silence compared to cutting the last 5 seconds of your video out. Because the video didn't cut off just bloop like that. That's not how I designed it. The video actually had like that and like had a little 3 or 4 more words from Drew, and it actually had a text scroll at the end. All that got cut off by YouTube. That's why the video looks so unprofessionally done. I'm trying my best to put out the best editing stuff as possible in these videos, or use whatever I know personally. And I have an idea for something that that I want to kind of keep secret. But if anybody's good at Photoshop and willing to do it like an overlay for me, let me know. Send me a message. Send me a message on Facebook, because I have a really cool idea for overlay. It would work really well with this game, especially with the fast pace of it. But all in all, I enjoy Advanced Warfare. I mean, it's kind of dull right now because almost everybody and their mother uses the old Ball 27, the old ball sack gun. But on the flip side of it, it's fresh, it's new. I still think the MK14 is the most abysmal gun that they've ever created, and like it pretty much showcases that they didn't actually spend 3 years on this game. And like that was like one of the selling points for a lot of people. Like, man, this next game is gonna kick ass. They had an extra year of development. Maybe I don't know understand the development process at all. But as a consumer, it doesn't seem like they've put an extra year of development into this game. But one of the things that's kind of made me happy with this game is I really enjoy watching other people talk about this game. Like, you know, Thunder, Fisticuffs, Multi-Styles is another person I've been watching lately. You know, Thunder seems to be struggling with this game handily, and like, it's a difficult game. If you go into this game playing it like the previous Call of Duties, you're going to have trouble with it. But if you stay on this roof, you could pretty much just abuse these spawns over here, because they'll constantly spawn right there where that work truck is, in the back alley in the front of the prison. So you can just bounce back and forth and just shoot them over and over again. The only problem with this rooftop is there's so many ways to get on it. You got to kind of have a heads up, or you got to be playing with somebody that is also heads up. But it's been your boy Wings of Redemption. If you like these videos, please leave me a like rating. It helps tremendously. It's the only way I can keep up with the bigger YouTubers that want to laugh and fun and, you know, put cop cars up in the air and be like, I'm having so much fun. I don't understand those videos. You don't understand those videos. Little kids understand those videos. But leave a like rating. Tell me what you want to see. Is there any guns you want to see? Is there any type of things? Do you want to see line of sight videos? Help me out here. Peace, people. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back bringing you a great gameplay here on Hardpoint. And no, I didn't do this on purpose. I didn't come in this game mode to do what the actual title of this video most likely got you to click on. Reason is like this, and skill-based matchmaking is such a problem in this game. It's very hard for me to find parties most of the time. And most of the time, it kind of waits until it finds a full party when you're trying to play any of the objective game modes. And like eventually, there's a little problem that I run into. When I'm playing with a bunch of my buddies, you know, TDM isn't the exact place to have a whole good time. And you gotta play a game mode that has more kills. You know, you gotta play a kill confirmed. You gotta play a domination. You gotta play a hardpoint. We were trying to play domination. Couldn't find a domination game. Went to momentum. Couldn't find a momentum game. We finally found a hardpoint game, and it put us up against the Brown clan. I think that's who it is. If you eventually see that everybody in the other team has the word Brown on their name. And yeah, they weren't very good. I don't know why they got matched up against us. Maybe they were the first full team that wanted to play hardpoint. Well, either way, they had a bad day. Our whole team teed off on them motherfuckers. Went straight beast mode on them, and it was a massacre of epic proportion. And we're already dead into the DNA run at this point right here. You know, it takes me all damn game, you know, camping and the shit like that. But to be perfectly honest, I never thought I'd do this video. When I first started playing Advanced Warfare, I struggled so much, it damn near hurt. I mean, I struggled. I think I was a 1.6 KD player by the end of the third day. And I'm like, I was disappointed. My win-loss was shot because of the search and destroy glitch. I was like, fuck this game. Fuck everything about it. You know, the end result, it is a fun game. It's something new. It's something different. I like to call it the Mario version of Call of Duty. But it is what it is. I mean, I don't use the double jump shit that much. The only time I ever use it is to evade people, like that right there. And I don't know what that dude was doing. And he didn't even chase. Most people would have chased it, but he didn't. But yeah, and then the bombing run kind of come up here and gave me a way to get the hell out of Dodge. But people didn't have thumbs. Like, look at this. This right here is beast mode. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta love that flag clear in the middle of a DNA streak. At this point in the game, I don't realize I'm actually on the DNA streak. It isn't until I hit the 20 kills medal and I look down and I'm like, damn, dude, I might be able to streak this. And I'm like, man, how many fucking kills? Because I haven't really got a whole lot of kill streak kills at this point. I don't realize it till 20. I'm like, uh-oh, I'm actually on a gun streak. But I honestly never felt I would get this DNA bomb. I'm almost in disbelief that I did it. Like, you see at the end of the game, I just like throw the controller down and like double fist in the air. It's like, fuck yeah. Because my buddy, the Legend of Joe, he had fucked around with 3 attempts before this game. He got 2 attempts in kill confirmed. I think he got a 27 and then a 25. And he's streaking at the same time I am on this game. He was on fire last night. I guess Dragon Age on Nightmare really got his gun skill up because he was beasting and feasting last night. And that's who I normally play with. I think I was brought into a party. I think McGardner came in and he brought his friend Kay Sands. I think we had one other dude. I think Lewis was with us. No, it was Brad. Brad was with us. And, you know, speaking on this, I find myself a lot more lenient with my party members in this game because, you know, it's almost the standard to not do as well. I mean, you almost need objective players in this game opposed to other games. And, like, losing doesn't bother me as much, mainly because I only have a 2-win loss. And, you know, you can pretty much drool on yourself and hold a 2-win loss. I don't even know if this is the first one with the ARX 160 on YouTube. I haven't seen any YouTube guys. I haven't seen any guys on YouTube. I don't really follow people that would go for DNA bombs. Like, the people I follow for Call of Duty are people like Thunder. Follow Thunder. I follow, you know, It's Your Boy Sakin. I follow Eddie the Chump. You know, love me some Eddie the Chump videos. Who else do I follow for Call of Duty? James Earl Pones. I don't think I've seen a James Earl Pones video there yet, though. You know, these are the guys I follow to watch Call of Duty videos on. And, you know, these guys are not generally guys that drop DNA bombs. I'm sure, you know, some of the clans, like the Doom clans, got like 1,500 DNA bombs by now. Because, like, if you go to Twitch, the whole thing is just littered with it. But I figured this is kind of cool. I got a DNA bomb with a gun I put on to get attachments. I'm like, oh, it's hardpoint. There's going to be a lot of people. I'll just sit back and try to get my attachments for my ARX. Because this is my #1 gun right here. ARX 160. I think I have like a 2.30 KD with it. And, like, it's like double my bow kills. Because, to be perfectly honest, I suck with the bow. I hate dying to it, but if you have to ask me to, right here is the 20 kills thing. But if you had to ask me to use the thing, I'm no good with it. I'm literally suck with the bow. Like, I am a much better player with like the ARX 160, the IMR, the AK-12. You know, it's just my play style. It's just something I like, a spammable gun. And that's the reason I've always kind of stuck with the 3-round burst weapons, because I love guns that you can pretty much spam over and over again. I just pretty much just have a bullet hose and let the valve go wide open on it. And it just always seems to work. Guns that have very, very heavy recoil, such as the heavy rifle, you know, the heavy battle rifle. I like those guns too. I honestly do. I like guns that have a pop fire motion in it. But I feel like the HBR, at least with the silencer and the target finder, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, when you're pop firing that gun, it just feels like the recoil is just a little bit off, so you can't get into a groove with it. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. I still use the gun extensively. I think I got more kills with that than the bow, because I love the way it reloads, I love the way it looks. But I don't know. I'm not a bow user. I'm not a ball sack user. I never will be. But I am a member of the camp world, the camper nation. And yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, like, people diss campers all the damn time. And, like, I was watching a Sakin video. If you guys haven't checked him out, you should check him out. It's, oh my god, it's Sakin. You know, Eddie the Chump put me on him the other day, and he actually started using some of my tips I was putting out on my Lines of Sight video. Like, damn, this guy, that's cool. People actually use these tips I put out. So I put them out, like, man, nobody gonna use this shit. But I forgot my whole train of thought. But he made a good point about kill confirmed. And, like, I usually don't play kill confirmed. I usually try not to play anything objective based. And the reason I don't do that is because people always complain that I don't really play the objective. And it's just something I don't like doing. I mean, like, if I'm playing Battlefield, I'll play the objective. I like to win. If playing the objective is what it takes me to play the objective to win, I'll play the objective. But like most part, I play Call of Duty because I want the gun on gun experience. I want the gun kills. I want to use the kill streaks, to be perfectly honest. Every time I play because I want to use the kill streaks, and that's kind of the draw that brought me to Call of Duty itself, is the kill streaks. I mean, I remember being a Battlefield 2 Modern Combat player on the PlayStation 2, and then I got a PlayStation 3, and they didn't have Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, so I had to take a couple choices. Because Bad Company had come out at that point. So what happened is I bought Call of Duty 4. And it was right around the point of, it was in its first map pack. I think it only had one map pack. But I bought the first Call of Duty 4 and I bought the map pack. Or it might even came with it. It might have been like a thing with the map pack. But I got that. And between the time of the first map pack and the time World at War dropped, I went all the way to 10th Prestige on an account called Astral Demigod. That was my original PlayStation name. I actually changed it right before coming to YouTube, mainly because Astral's one misspelled because somebody had the actual name Astral Demigod. So I put Astrail, like a walking trail demigod. And another is I felt Unlimited UAV was a better, more recognizable name, and now I kind of wish I could change it, but you know, some reason the PlayStation 4 doesn't allow you to change your gamer tag for some reason. And I won't know what I'd change it to, but I don't like Unlimited UAV anymore, mainly because I play such a wide variety of games, so I can be on, like, say, Battlefield, and my name's Unlimited UAV. Like, oh, that's a COD player, and then people get fucking beasted on. No, if you've never watched me stream Battlefield, I'm a monster at Battlefield. I'm not by no means, you know, what level cap or, you know, a Sergeant Enigma or anything, but like, motherfucker, I'm a 2.5 KD player on Battlefield. I got some motherfucking gun skill, you know, we're representing, they'll knock them out. But that was the DNA bomb I just dropped. I kind of talked all the way over it. First one. Have you guys got a DNA bomb yet? Let me know in the comment section. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back, and I'm going to check you out with some new tips. If you're like me, you play a little bit more Call of Duty than you should. Hell, I play a little bit more Call of Duty than the average person should. And one of the things I've been kind of unhappy with Advanced Warfare is the kill streaks themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys this video showing what I feel is the most efficient set of kill streaks that is possibly to get, and they work in all game modes. They work especially well in objective-based game modes because they're so versatile. You might think, well, where's the Paladin at? Where's the Warbird? The Paladin and the Warbird are essentially the Loki in this game. Paladin could be alright if you're going in a situation where you get all the score streaks, such as like momentum or something. A Paladin and momentum might be good, but the fact is the maps aren't designed or set up for any kind of huge air kill streaks. So what I like to do is the kill streak you see right here off to the side, the UAV, the system hack, the bombing run, and the aerial assault drone. Let me go ahead and explain to you why this is a good setup and what modules I have on them. UAV, obviously, you know, Unlimited UAV is my gamer tag. Always the best thing you can have against your enemy is information. Usually the team with more information wins the engagement. That's why Blackbird was so pivotal and watched so much of an overpowered kill streak, because it gave you so much information at one time. UAV is good. I got the extra assist points on it, mainly to push me over the top with the... Basically, with the extra assist points, UAV can almost get you system hack. You might have to get one kill. And I like to run hardline, so my UAV with the assist points is 350, so it's a 4 kill, and that takes me up to 450 points. That takes me up to 400 points, and system hack right there is a 600 kill. So UAV usually will net you about 100 to 130 points. One more kill, which is 5, gets you the system hack. So essentially, this whole kill streak setup is a 5 kill setup, because once the system hack goes live with the extra assist points on it as well, it will give you the bombing run. Dead serious. The UAV should still be in effect. UAV and system hack will be running together, and they'll get you that bombing run damn near every time. You don't even have to move. And the bombing run, which is 725, will usually get you the aerial assault drone. And not all the time, but the fact is you might have to get an assist or a kill at the end of it, but the UAV and system hack, if done correctly, will run into it as well. Just watch the gameplay here and you'll see this in full effect, how it works, because I actually go through the streaks twice, so I think somebody actually leaves during the game. And Let me tell you why the aerial drone and what I have on the aerial drone. I don't have anything on the bombing run, it's a standard, but the aerial drone I have the AR reality HUD and I have the rockets. You can get about 9, sometimes 12, depending on how fast you shoot rockets off. So that's about how many rockets you can get off. Just go ahead and say it's 9. So you're going to get anywhere between 4 to 9 kills. I want to say 10, but it all depends on how you roll and if people are standing together. Obviously, you're going to get more kills on games like Domination or Momentum, where they have people funneling towards the spawn point. And here's why the assault drone is good. First off, it is very, very, very hard to hit. I've used the thing for Prestige now. I think I've had it shot down one time the entire time of those Prestiges. Nobody uses the Stingers because all the other kill streaks are very much worthless. So you don't really have to worry about anybody with a lock-on launcher coming after your thing either. And most of the time when people put in this assault drone up, they've used the manual one, and it's pretty much like an RCXD, and people are not afraid of it at all, so they don't really pay any attention to it. But it's a very beastly kill streak. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put a clip in here of a very beastly kill streak with it. So this is what the AR reality HUD does. It kind of puts these red boxes around all the enemies, and you get 3 rockets, and the 3 rockets replenish. So you can very easily, even if they don't have the red boxes on them, you can kind of tell where the enemies are. And this is what makes this kill streak so much more effective than like the Paladin or the Warbird, because you can't really see enemies in the Paladin or the Warbird. Not to mention the Warbird lasts like a total of 15 seconds. I haven't timed it, but it damn near isn't 30 seconds. If it's 30 seconds, you know, I'm a monkey's uncle, because it literally lasted like 15 seconds. But as you can see right there, and here's another clip. I don't think this one is as good. You're gonna average 4 to 10 kills every time you get it, and like with Hardline, it's a 700 point streak. Keep in mind what other kind of point streaks you have. You have like the Missile Strike, which is a 700 point streak. Keep in mind I've got 3 kills already with this thing. There's a 4th kill right there. Is this number 5? Yeah, there's a 5th kill. Like boom, it's so easy. You can just constantly get kills. There's kill number 6. What's over here? Are we going to get some more kills down here? I think shooting the rockets actually makes your time go as well, so be careful with that. Yeah, there's a 6th, a 7th, and is this an 8th? No, I didn't get the 8th. But it's a very beastly kill streak, and I figured I'd want to go ahead and take my time out of my day, show you guys this kill streak setup so you guys can use it yourself. I know you guys have been waiting patiently for these Advanced Warfare videos, but I want to kind of do the videos that have points to them, or I have something to talk about. But if you want me to do like just random commentaries with Call of Duty as a backdrop, let me know by leaving likes, by leaving a like in the on the video right here, and leaving comments. As always, it's been your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm Audi 5000, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace the fuck out.
Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I wanted to go ahead and make a video today, impromptu, about Ferguson, Missouri. For those of you who are unaware, the grand jury decided not to indict Officer Darren Wilson yesterday on charges of first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and manslaughter. I think there were 3 charges possible, and they decided not to go to trial. Sorry if my voice is a little bit different. I'm kind of recovering from, I think, strep throat or something like that. Throat's been sore. I've been having a fever for the last 2 or 3 days, and I'm just now coming out of it. So my voice is a little bit different today than it normally would sound. On the flip side of things, I think this was a huge mistake not to at least indict the guy to go to trial. What indictment means is that a jury decides if there's enough evidence to actually warrant a trial case. And I'm going to explain my position on this right here. But I'm not a lawyer by any means. I don't study law, never studied law. All the law I know comes from looking up different statutes that I was curious about in the South Carolina handbook. And South Carolina law is not universal law, so I can't tell you the difference between what South Carolina law says versus something like Missouri's. But but this is pretty much universal what I'm about to tell you. Most places that you can indict a ham sandwich. If a ham sandwich was too delicious and you couldn't stand for it anymore, you could take a ham sandwich to court for being too delicious. And to say that a unarmed black man being shot by a white man, let's even quit throwing race. Let's throw race completely out of this, because a lot of people are throwing the race card. In this world, there's only two races, rich and poor. So let's look at it like that. A poor man that was stealing cigars, that was aggressive, was killed by a armed rich man, or a concubine of an armed rich man, for stealing cigars and in fear for his life. I understand Mike Brown was a huge dude. He was like 6'4". He was like 230 pounds. He was a big dude. He was the kind of dude that you don't want to fight. But to say that you were in fear of your life after you shot him through the hand, from my understanding, here's how it goes down. You have a guy that steals cigars. You know, he's very aggressive, pushing. He might be under the influence, which I don't think he was. The autopsies didn't say he was under the influence of anything. He might have had a bad day. Who fuck knows? So he pushes a guy, steals him a box of cigars. He goes out there, confronted in the street by Darren Wilson, who got the call and was en route. Before Darren Wilson could get out of the car, he kind of attacks him on the door. And when he attacks him on the door, does he go for the gun? Does the cop say he went for the gun? Does the cop go for the gun and he tries to stop the cop? That most likely is what happened. You know, something was wrong with Mike Brown, and he goes for the cop goes to pull his gun, and Darren Wilson automatically goes to keep the gun in the holster. Cop sees this as like, he's going for my gun. And now all of a sudden it is a fight for the gun. Mike Brown shot through the hand, bang. Whatever struggle, that was the end result of that struggle. Mike Brown shot through the hand. He, grabbing his hand, runs away from the cop. And at this point, the cop is in fear for his life, so he decides to shoot Mr. Brown 5 more times, 2 of them being headshots. So that, to me, says he basically pointed his pistol in Mike Brown's direction and just rattled off 5 shots. Kind of like the cop in South Carolina did for the guy who getting his license. It's atrocious. It literally is. It's a horrible situation all around, but that's my understanding of the case. And to say that there's not enough evidence to take that to trial is you're not trying. Dead serious, you are not trying. The defense for Mike Brown didn't even fucking try. I'm sure the city of Ferguson has gave the parents of Mike Brown a nice settlement. I'm sure it's been a nice settlement, because I could have told you 5 days ago that Officer Darren Wilson was getting off without a trial for the strict reason you had Obama coming on the TV talking about, you know, the United States has gave you the right for peaceful protesting in the streets, and violence is bad. Violence is bad. You have Mike Brown's father come on the street saying, please protest, but don't be violent. You have everything pointing to the way, like, they already knew what went down. They knew what was going to, because they hand built and delivered this no indictment charge on a silver platter. There was a lot of money behind the scenes, and this is all speculation. No, I don't know for certain. I'm living down here in fucking Conway, South Carolina, but as a person that tries to have common sense, it looks mighty fishy to me, dude. It does. Like, to say that that thing does not have enough taste to go to trial, whether he gets off in the trial or not is irrelevant at this point. But to say that there's not enough evidence, or to say it would go to trial, is stupid. Like, I know in South Carolina, which they might have this. I know in South Carolina, if a cop car goes into park, the dash camera automatically goes on, like instantly. In some cases, it's on regardless if they go over a certain amount of speed. Like if they go over like 60 or 65 miles an hour, the dash cam pops on. If they put the car in park, the dash cam pops on. There's different requirements for that dash cam popping on. Why haven't they shown that to the public? Why haven't they shown the scuffle, like just the audio? I mean, obviously the camera's going to be in the front of the cop car, but it will pick up the audio of Mike Brown and Darren Wilson and what transpired, and that right there would tell you if there was a struggle for the gun. And but either way, you can't do this. You can't. The first shot is self-defense. That's like me coming in and let's say a guy comes right here on the porch right now. I don't have my pistol on me right now, but let's say I did. Say that man came on the porch right now and wanted to steal this camera I'm talking to right now. Said, you know, I'm taking your camera, son. And I'm like, dude, I can't let you take my camera. You know, and he sees I have a gun. Maybe I'm open carrying. And I go to reach for my gun, and that dude goes to push my gun back or reach toward that gun. I'm going to automatically assume he's going after it too, because he thinks I have malicious intent in mind other than to scare him off from my camera. Understandable. Now let's say I shoot that guy one time in the hand, and he runs out in the middle of this yard. He runs out there somewhere, and let's say I stand up and I shoot him 5 more times from my porch. Is those 5 shots self-defense? Keep in mind, the guy walked up here, didn't have nothing. All he wanted to do was steal my camera. Him stealing my camera is not a threat to my life. I kind of created the own threat to my life by reaching for my pistol, other than going through authority. See, if this was my case, it would go to trial. It would go to trial, and it would be a long one. Point in case, Trayvon Martin. The guy obviously was beaten up by an unarmed teen, had his head bruised and stuff like that, had physical marks where he had gotten in a fight, and that thing lasted, what, like 6 to 8 months for trial. So now you take a cop who comes in, no marks on him, I think, and you pretty much, he shoots a guy dead in the street too, and that doesn't go to trial. That is bad. That looks bad, dude. It's ridiculous. Every person in this earth, other than a cop, would have went to trial. He might have got off. He might have been legitimate. I don't know. I'm not taking sides. But to not take this thing to trial is bad, and I think I'm 100% with the people rioting in Ferguson right now, because riots should happen. Because the end result of Mike Brown is this. How many times have you watched something on the news or your favorite Reddit or wherever you get your news from, and you see like the camper in Arizona that got shot dead by 6 guys because he was about to attack a dog with some knives? Where's the cry out for that? You know, there's no cry out, because that was a poor man that had nobody that loved him. Just like James Kelly, I'm sorry if I get his name wrong, the guy in California that was beat to death by, you know, Officer Ramos and his buddy. You know, they beat him down. 7 cops beat him till he was into like a coma-like state, and he ended up dying of asphyxiation 2 days later from his throat being collapsed. That's a poor dude that nobody loved. Only his father didn't love him until there was money to actually be bought to him. Those are cases that need to be put out in the light. It's just like this case with the South Carolina officer, you know, Goubert, I think his name is, shooting the guy four times for getting his license because he was afraid of how he went back into his car. This whole I gotta make it home, I gotta go home to my family bullshit has to stop. You work a job. You pick that job. That job is not handed out to you on an assembly line. You picked a job that has danger. Seriously. You don't see a firefighter going like, I can't go get your baby because I gotta make it home to my family. Imagine if a firefighter did that. Imagine if a firefighter came, looked at your house, your baby's in it crying, and he goes, I gotta make it home tonight. The real truth is, cops do have a dangerous job, but it's not as dangerous as they make you want them to think it is. It's not that they're always on edge, that they're gonna fucking get killed and massacred. Because if their job was dangerous, and if their job was as dangerous as they say they were, there'd be dead cops in Ferguson right now. Dead serious. There's like 1,000 cops and there's like 10,000 protesters that are burning and like pillaging stores. You don't think that, with the idea that they're upset at cops, you don't think that if people wanted to, those 10,000 people could just take those 1,000 people and beat them to death before anybody could do anything about it? They could. That crowd could literally pull every arm off those cops they wanted to, and there's nothing they can do about it. No amount of bullets, no amount of, you know, MRAPs that the cops might have would stop that. That's because there's more of them than us. It's the ant philosophy. And I'm losing my train of thought here, but the Ferguson riots are good because it starts to hold cops accountable. And cops want to keep constantly using the idea that I got to make it home. Well, look, a crab fisherman dies more in the line of duty than you. Somebody that fishes for crabs dies more annually than cops. And it's a shame. And like, cops get off over and over and over again. Stuff you see a cop do, and if you did it yourself, you'd go to jail. You know, the cops have this thing called civil asset forfeiture. Civil asset forfeiture. You know what that means? I got a grill right there. See that grill? I paid like $160 on sale for that grill like 2 years ago. If a cop thinks that grill I'm using to cook crack, he could take that grill from me without proof that I'm using it to cook crack. It's called a civil asset forfeiture. It's bullshit, man. I think this thing was rigged. I honestly do.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption. You're gonna pardon my voice here today because I am still very, very, very sick, and I'm trying to do multiple videos a day again. And those of you who seem to think that I script my commentaries, I've only ever scripted 3 commentaries ever. And the reason my commentary flows so well is that generally I have a natural ability to speak openly, and I have a natural ability to use the editing software to correct everything that I want to say, and I try to keep ums and ums away from my videos. But like I said, I'm very sick, and today's video is about adapting. One of the things I always get called when I'm playing is a camper, and the reason people call me a camper is because I generally am doing better than them. I'm playing a style they don't like, or I'm playing a style that just naturally upsets them. And I had a guy in a lobby today. He looked at me and goes, "Hey, fat fuck." That's exactly what he called me, because he obviously recognized me from YouTube. So he started degrading me. He's like, "This is why you lost 500,000 subscribers," which I haven't lost 500,000 subscribers. I just have a lot of subscribers that don't watch me anymore. Literally, some of them probably could have died. And he goes, "If you didn't camp, more people wouldn't watch you," which that means very little to no reason. People don't naturally watch you because of your ability to play. I mean, if people watched you strictly on your ability to play, XCal would be the #1 subscriber on YouTube, because XCal is probably the most fun person to watch on YouTube. At least that's opinion based. But let's look at it this way. People like you more for your personality and notoriety than anything else. But people don't like campers, and campers, in my opinion, are the people that have to adapt the most, because as most people would agree, every game that goes by, they seem to make it harder and harder for people to camp. Like, look at Advanced Warfare, for example. There's no sound, so you can't sound people's footsteps. Most of the buildings have little to no really great lines of sight. Most of the lines of sight are very, very short, and you have to change and be able to move around very quickly. And everybody moves so fast so they can be on you instantaneously. So as soon as you shoot, somebody's always going to be there, and you have to be able to move and got to be able to read the flow of the map and adjust to your team quickly. So this guy was sitting there hackling me in the lobby, so I basically had to point some things out for him to make him feel stupid, and then he just left. What I pointed out to him was, one, that he knows exactly where I'm at, yet he can't kill me. And the second one is, if I'm so unfun to play against, why don't he just leave? Those are the two things that always puzzle me. Is people will sit there and bitch and call me a camper over and over again, but there are the same people that run back into my gun sights over and over again, trying to prove something to themselves. It almost seems like they're going to get like some huge, wave of satisfaction that they able to beast a camper. Dude, even if you beat a camper in Advanced Warfare, it's such a disadvantage in this game that you should be ashamed of yourself. This game was built around rushers, and a lot of people are like, "You're wrong, Wings, it wasn't built around rushers." No, I'm right. It was built around rushers. And just like one of the first videos, probably the video all you guys seen, the one with Hutch, I even talked about this. How if you're in a glass square box and you could see everything around you and there was nothing in it and everybody rushed, you wouldn't like the game because it becomes chaotic. And the fact is, when you add, skill-based matchmaking or any other type of player in there, even without skill-based matchmaking, when you add that element of chaos to the point where it's just frustrating, people are going to do what needs to be done to get those kills. And most of that means it's slowing the game down. When the game plays super fast and it's too fast for the most standard person to actually, deal and cope with, they're going to make it slower. They're going to make it slower for themselves, and to do that, they're going to make the gameplay slower in itself. That's why Advanced Warfare feels like, Battle of Duty rooftop warfare, because a lot of people are going to look down choke points. One, because of the exo movement. Two, because anytime you shoot a gun, it feels like somebody's on top of you anyway. So what's the point of moving most of the time? That's everything. The more chaotic a map is, the more likely people are going to camp on that map. And it seems stupid, but like maps like Call of Duty, where everybody was like rush, 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 rush. There's got to be a yin to every yang. The only reason that a rusher can be a rusher is the fact that people play cautious. If people are rushing and you're rushing, you're running in a circle. Dead serious. The only way you can rush against somebody is if they're standing on that rooftop and you come up behind them. Rushing, aka flanking, is a type of tactic in a game, but people want to break it down. It's just a style of play. And one thing that always irritated me is like, you don't play the game right. Like, there's actually a right way to play the game. I've been playing Call of Duty for 6 years, and at no point has a message or anything come up telling me that I was doing something wrong inside the game. What has happened, though, is I've had people tell me that I play the game wrong and that I should find my playstyle unfun. You know what's fun about camping? It's fun watching the same jackass come back 3 or 4 times trying to kill you when you obviously have more gun skill than him. And it's even more fun when they want to talk shit and send you messages. If you don't know that joy, I feel bad for you, because that joy is better than any message or any self-gain satisfaction from camping and beating people with gun skill. But maybe that's why I like raining downhill with the AC-130. What do you guys think? It's been your boy.